Hello, this is Dr. J, and welcome to Let's Play Resident Evil 4. Probably my favorite Resident Evil game. My first experience with the Resident Evil series was actually Code Veronica on the Dreamcast, which I played together with my older brother when I was a teenager. And I think that was the first survival horror game either of us had played. And it was quite an experience. I mean, looking back at it, I guess a lot of things about it seem pretty cheesy now, but since it was our first experience with the genre, we were quite struck by what a good job it was able to do of producing quite a frightening atmosphere. Resident Evil 4 really revolutionized the controls of Resident Evil games, going from the clunky tank controls to an over the shoulder third person perspective, and you could actually aim your gun. And just generally, really, like I said, it kind of revolutionized things. In my opinion, I don't mean to start any flame wars or anything, but the follow-up sequels, Resident Evil 5 and 6, took the action game vibe a little too far and lost too much of the horror, and just felt more like Hollywood movies than survival horror games. This game, though, I think strikes an excellent balance between being actiony and having more action-type controls, and still preserving a nice horror atmosphere. So it has been, I don't know, have I even done a full playthrough of this game since the first time I played it shortly after it came out? I'm not sure if I have, which is to say I haven't played this game in a long, long time. Now I am doing a practice run ahead of the real run that I'm recording in an attempt to not have my playthrough be completely incompetent. But even so, I guarantee I'm going to be rusty. I'm going to be out of practice. So while this isn't a blind playthrough, it's certainly not going to be a speed run. It's not going to be any kind of perfect playthrough either. So anyway, that's enough babbling from me. Let's get into it. This classic survival horror game and my favorite of the Resident Evil franchise to date.
Resident Evil 4. I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted by the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City. With the whole affair gone public, the United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished. Six years have passed since that horrendous incident. I received special training via a secret organization working under the direct control of the president. I was to assume the responsibility of protecting the new president's family.
Why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
You, who are you really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Oh, you crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys. It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
It's freezing. So cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch that car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Jeez. Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
And so the game begins. Now, even though, as I said, this game really revolutionized controls for the Resident Evil series, it feels pretty awkward by modern standards, and I am certainly not going to be controlling it like a pro. Also, it's a bit of an odd detail that only a single agent was sent to look into the kidnapping of the daughter of the President of the United States. Like, wouldn't they send in a whole team for this? Seems a little sus, but we'll just let that strange plot detail go. What do our friends have to say?
Forget your makeup or something?
Well, that's awfully rude. To be fair, Leon is a bit of a pretty boy. He's not exactly what you would expect from some kind of secret agent.
What's the matter? Did you lose your nerve?
I don't think those guys like us very much. Well, nothing for it then. Let's go ahead and proceed. So we'll be seeing these crows all over the place. I guess apparently if you shoot them, they drop items and stuff. It's not really necessary to complete the game. I may or may not bother doing that. Well, let's let ourselves in, since the door is open, and inquire as to the president's daughter's whereabouts.
Excuse me. Sir? I was wondering if you might recognize the girl in this photograph.
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? Lárgate, cabrón!
Sorry to have bothered you.
Freeze! I said freeze!
Well, that was not exactly hospitable. Whew. Well, that didn't sound good.
Shit.
My sentiments exactly, Leon.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
I wish that I had paid more attention in high school Spanish class. Maybe I'd be able to understand some of the dialogue from these enemies. He's not a zombie. I like the game's self-awareness and realizing what our first assumption would be. I wonder if what they say is like legit Spanish or if it's just like broken pigeon Spanish. Won't budge? They must be pressing against it from the other side. Well, if they're trying to break in... Do a quick survey of the area. Something rotten is caked on the table. It seems like someone was eating here until this recently. Well, that's gross if it's rotten. Something is burning in the fire, but I can't tell what it is. Ominous. Alright, anything for us to grab here? Oh, there is. Whoa! Okay, that's maggot-infested bones. I hope she's okay too. Don't think we have found nice people here. Take the handgun ammo. Now, why there are handgun bullets just sitting around in this guy's house? Since he didn't have a gun himself? I don't know. We're going to find inappropriate items scattered all over the world in this game. Just accept it and don't think about it. That's how survival horror goes. It's part of the genre. And now, time for... awesome action hero jump through closed window out of second story of house. Let's go check on our copper friends, shall we? Things didn't sound good down this way. Plume of black smoke, that's not encouraging. No, that doesn't look good at all. And the bridge is out. Looks like we're stuck here then. Well, in that case, nothing for it but to press forward into the den of evil. The residence of evil, one might say. Phew! Managed to get by those guys without taking a hit. Alright. Always grab items at every opportunity. And conserve items as much as possible. You'll notice I'm just running by those guys. I'm going to avoid combat whenever feasible in order to conserve ammunition and health. Because that's what survival horror games are about. Conserving resources. Well, you know that in the horror atmosphere. Hence, survival plus horror. Well, hey there. Oh, poor wolf. Or dog. Caught in a bear trap. Let's help it out. There you go, boy. Or girl. You're welcome. Bye. Alright, what does this sign say? Pueblo. Guess that's the name of the village. Flashing red lights. With tripwires. Is that dynamite? These guys don't seem like they're just any old hayseeds if they're able to rig up something like this. We've clearly stumbled into something much bigger. Also, we just got spotted. And there's a bear trap there on the ground that we'll want to shoot. Although I will avoid combat when possible. Don't worry. There will be plenty of instances when we have no choice but to get into a fight. So there's going to be plenty of combat. Even as I avoid unnecessary combat to conserve resources. Probably says the same thing. Yep. I do like the ominous music that kicks in when you get spotted by enemies. It really raises the tension. Not to mention the incredibly dreary, pretty desaturated art style for everything. All of it really contributes well to the horror atmosphere. It's very well done. Another shack. Now from my practice run that I did just before this recording, I'm pretty sure there's a guy waiting for us in here. Come on out. Uh-oh. We don't want to get flanked. Okay, running. Quick turnaround. Oh, there isn't a guy in here. Must be the next shack. Well, that is gruesome. That woman has been stabbed through the face with a pitchfork and stuck to the wall. Guess there's no sex discrimination here. Wow, Leon. He's not wrong, though. We really better find Ashley fast. These people are clearly capable of anything. Bunch of psychopaths. The fact that we've stumbled into something like this makes it seem more likely that maybe we're on the right track and we're going to find the people who kidnapped Ashley. Well, these guys are really in our way. Whoa, they're going for us. Oh, that's our first hit. The first of many, I suspect, we're going to be taking. No, those guys see us coming. I know little tiny bits and fragments of Spanish, but not enough to really understand what anybody's saying. Just a word here and there. This is the shack I was thinking of that has the guy in it. These people are pretty superhumanly tough. It would not ordinarily take that many bullets to the upper chest and face to kill somebody. Now, of course, reloading doesn't actually work that way. You can't just take out a half-spent magazine and replace it with a full magazine and, like, not have wasted some rounds, but it would be real annoying if the game actually took that into account, so we'll take it. Also, pretty much every video game ever works that way. So we won't worry about that. I'm pretty sure the items in these are semi-randomized, because in my practice run, I was getting different things from what I'm getting this time. So that's interesting. Man, we only took one hit and it did a lot of damage to us. This game does not mess around. Well, that's pretty ominous looking.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it.
That's real fourth wall breaking, you guys. I'm just saying. Alright, yep. We know how to play the game. We're not necessarily very good at it, but we know the theory. Oh, info on Ashley, you say. Ashley Graham, age 20, daughter of United States President, kidnapped by an unidentified group while on her way home from university. Kidnapper's motives unknown, but there's reliable information that the perpetrator was an insider. The kidnapping has not been made public. Intel says that Ashley has been sighted somewhere in Europe. That's incredibly vague. Europe is an entire continent. But apparently we narrowed it down more specifically than that since we're here in a Spanish village. Alright. Let's proceed onward. Also, this game has really useful maps with all kinds of markers and icons, including a nice flashing red dot showing our next destination, which I'm going to appreciate. I mean, I also appreciate when a game doesn't show you where to go next and it just kind of lets you get lost and flail around. That's cool too. But for the sake of a smoother playthrough, I think I'm going to appreciate it telling me where to go next. So here's the village of Pueblo, it seems. Oh boy. Was that the passenger in the car with us? Maybe he dove out of the car before it got rammed into the ravine. He met a pretty awful end. These are not pleasant people. There's been abundant evidence of that. Got a tower there. Door with that creepy symbol on it again. And the place is crawling with these guys. So, seeing that that's the case, and seeing as how this is a survival horror game where we're supposed to conserve resources and I'm out of practice, we're going to do the natural thing and dive right into the middle of the village. Hey guys, have you seen Ashley Graham? There's method to my madness, if I can pull this off. Alright, and it's this. This is real cheesy, but if we shoot a hole through this door and wait on the other side, we can kind of cheese the AI and just sit here swinging our knife and kill dozens of these guys, and they won't be able to lay a finger on us. Now, it's surprisingly easy to mess this up, but as long as I don't go hitting buttons I don't mean to hit, we should be able to clear out the village pretty effectively this way, while taking no damage and using very, very little resources. Oh, we've attracted their attention. Here they come. Come on, buddy. Come on. You can do it. Whatever malady or effect is making these guys supernaturally tough also seems to make them supernaturally stupid. Next. Now this is going to take a while. You have to kill a whole lot of these guys. But eventually we're going to trigger a cutscene after we've killed enough of them. So just bear with me. This is a very efficient way of getting this done. And also it's not going to get me killed. There was something actually kind of comical about that. These guys should be dropping tons of items on the other side of the door. We're going to be able to loot like crazy. Do-do-do! Get wrecked. Who's next?
La campana.
Es hora de rezar. Tenemos que irnos.
Lord Sattler.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?